Helping My Child to Give Up the Pacifier or Thumb Sucking by the Speech Therapy Department of the Direction du Programme Jeunesse, CIUS de l'Estrie CHU. Our institution is committed to supporting, protecting, and promoting breastfeeding with the goal of earning Baby Friendly Initiative, or BFI, certification for its overall facilities. This program encourages the implementation of breastfeeding-friendly practices in healthcare institutions and in areas visited by parents and their children. Pacifier use and thumb sucking are not among the practices favored by BFI. However, we support all families in their choices. This video is intended to support parents whose children use a pacifier or suck their thumbs. Sucking is a reflex that enables the baby to feed and to soothe himself. At around 1, sucking becomes a habit, with the exception of breastfeeding. Sucking habits include using a pacifier, drinking from a breast or bottle, using the thumb or fingers, or even sucking the corner of a safety blanket. In this video, we will discuss the potential consequences of the child's sucking habits. We will also introduce you to simple methods to put an end to those habits. To learn how to speak, a baby needs to discover his voice and to babble. He needs to explore sounds and to imitate you. If your baby or toddler uses his pacifier often and keeps it in his mouth for long periods throughout the day, he will miss opportunities to practice speaking. This can delay the onset of language. In the long run, sucking habits can also affect the shape of the palate, the position of the teeth, and the muscles in the mouth. Some muscles in the mouth and tongue are very active when the child is sucking. Meanwhile, other muscles required for speech are insufficiently active. This can have a strong impact on swallowing and on word pronunciation. Sucking can also increase the risk of otitis, as certain microbes can transit from the mouth to the ears. With all these potential long-term consequences, one shouldn't wait too long to eliminate your child's sucking habits. It is recommended to abandon the pacifier as early as possible, especially once the child turns 1. Even before he is 1 year old, your child should not constantly have a pacifier in his mouth. Gently remove your baby's pacifier when it is not useful. Do not resort to using the pacifier too quickly to soothe your child. His cries and behavior are used to communicate a need. He may be hungry, tired, or need to play and interact with you. Try to understand what makes your child uncomfortable and to answer his need before you consider giving him his pacifier. Changing his habits requires time and adaptation. Choose the right moment to reduce pacifier use. Avoid doing so during a period of significant change for you or your child, such as when moving, starting daycare, or when a new baby arrives. Changing habits also requires motivation. Be ready and convinced that you are making the right decision. If your child is old enough to understand, try to make the decision with him. He'll be more apt to cooperate if he feels involved in the initiative. Use simple terms to explain the situation to him. For example, "You're big now. It is time to take care of your mouth and your teeth." Move gradually, 1 step at a time. Limit the areas where the pacifier can be used. For example, you can remove it during the day when your child is playing at home. Then you can stop offering the pacifier in the car. Then you can come to an agreement with the daycare worker and stop taking the pacifier to the daycare. The pacifier will eventually remain in the bedroom and will only be used at bedtime. Only the final step will remain to be taken. It will become easier to break the pacifier habit if it is used less and less in everyday life and kept out of the child's sight. Giving up the pacifier is an important stage in your child's life. He may feel frustrated and sad to no longer have his pacifier. Do not hesitate to name his feelings. Help him to express his emotions, adding words. "You're sad. You're crying because you want your pacifier. That's normal. I can help you and give you a hug." Use a positive approach and congratulate your child. You calm down all by yourself without your pacifier. I'm proud of you. You can use a reinforcement calendar to help him to follow his progress daily. That way, he will build up his confidence. Avoid shaming, punishing, or comparing your child with other children. Use your imagination. You can invent a pacifier fairy who will exchange pacifiers for a surprise. You can offer the pacifiers as a gift to a newborn you know. You can create fairy tales or songs to motivate your child. You can read books about giving up the pacifier. If your child sucks his thumb or other fingers, follow the same advice given for the pacifier. Choose the right moment, proceed step by step, and involve your child in a positive and constructive manner. For example, your child might decide to successfully keep his thumb out of his mouth for the duration of the car ride. However, it might take longer to stop the thumb sucking because, unlike a pacifier, you can't remove a thumb. Your child will require encouragement. You can come to an agreement with your child using a gesture or a secret code. You will thereby be able to gently and discreetly remind him to remove his thumb from his mouth. Explain to your child that he has control over his thumb, that he's the boss. You can draw a Mr. Thumb who hates a mouth. The child will then be able to say, "Come on, Thumb, get out of my mouth." Identify the moments when your child sucks his thumb. You can help him to change his habit using means that are acceptable. For example, if he uses his thumb to soothe himself or to relax, suggest that he hug his teddy bear or favorite plush toy instead. Help your child to change his thoughts when the urge to suck his thumb is strong. Suggest activities that require him to use both hands, such as drawing, using Play-Doh, or construction games. It is more difficult to manage thumb sucking at night. It might take more time for the child to break the habit. You can cover your child's thumb with a glove or a bandage. A different sensation might lead your child to remove his thumb on his own. Mr. Thumb might also dislike sleeping in the dark, humid rooms. Your child might speak to him again. Your child might need you to be with him more on the first nights without his thumb. Relaxing bedtime activities are also helpful. Enjoy the moment to massage your child, to put on some gentle music, or to tell him a few stories. Furthermore, replace the baby bottle with a glass. It's the best option to get all the muscles in the mouth working to swallow. As early as age 1, a child can learn how to use a glass. To facilitate transportation, you can use a cup with a tiny flexible straw. A narrow straw allows the lips to close properly to facilitate swallowing in a mature fashion. Despite your best efforts, your child might still find it difficult to give up the pacifier, thumb sucking, or any other sucking habit. Speak to your speech therapist about it. She can also advise and assist you. You can also speak to your dentist or to a dental hygienist. For further information, please do not hesitate to consult the following resource. Thank you for your time and attention.